being authentic. It's about being okay with the good, bad, and ugly. To accept those things about ourselves that we can't change, and those things that need to be changed, we put on our big girl panties and do the work. Be true to you is about being real with God, being real with self, so we can be true to you. Be true to you is not about competing with one another. We're about complimenting one another. Hey, welcome to the Be True to You Talk Show. This is your girl Angela with the Be True to You Talk Show. How you doing? You guys, I want to tell you thank you so very much for joining us. You already know what to do. Go ahead, like, share, like, share, like, share, like, share. And eventually you'll be able to comment. Before we do that, make sure you invite your friends, your sister, your mother, your brother, your auntie, your cousin, anyone that's married or single or want to be married. Invite them to join us right now. I'm doing the same thing. I'm asking you to invite, so I'm invited. Invite my mother and my sisters and my brothers as well. You know, we're live not just on Facebook, we're live on YouTube also. So if you can't watch us on Facebook, you can definitely watch us on YouTube. We're going to have a married couple conversation. You guys, you know, Woody and I have been married for over 26 years. We've been together 27 years. We've been married for over 26 years. We will be married 27 years in November. And so I decided that we would do this segment with him, the one and only, the Woody Warren. Hand claps, give him some hearts as he enter into the screen. Hey, hubby. Hey, Woody.
Hello,
Hey,
hello.
Fred. All of those things that you are. Hello. Welcome to the Be True to You Talk Show.
Again.
Thank you. Yeah, again, right? We don't even have to welcome you because you're like a regular guest. But anyway, we appreciate you being a part. Now, the reason why we are letting you be a part is because people love to hear you conversate. They love to hear your thoughts. They think you are a man of valor. They think you're worth listening to. You know, they think that you're a good one. I think you're a good one too.
Yeah.
And so we just want people to have the regular conversation as far as married couples in 2023.
Okay.
You know,
Give me a second.
yeah, give you a second. Okay, 2023. You guys, the reason why Woody is here today is so much going on, and people like to. I don't think that we are couple goals, but we've been together. We experienced some things together. We've done a lot. We've had blended family. We've raised adult kids. You know, Woody came into my life. You already know this story. If you don't now, you will know. When my youngest child was a year old, and he's been in my life, been a positive role model to the children. And we've been through everything. We've been through ups, we've been through downs. And sometimes people look at you and think, oh, guys, you haven't been through anything. But we've been through a lot. We've been through foreclosures. We've been through quick sales. We've been through repossessions. We've been through all of those things. We've been through my oldest son running the streets. We've been through my oldest son coming back from the streets. We've been through college. Our youngest child doing the college of a year. I have a bonus daughter. She did college. We've been through everything. We changed careers. We've been from doing hair, owning our own business. We've been through so much. And sometimes people want to ask the question, how do you make it through? And not only that, with that being said, you can be with people for years and still not know them. So, how do you get to know a person? Do you really ever know everything there is to know about your spouse? I don't think so. I don't think you can ever know everything about a person because I don't know everything about myself, right? We're constantly growing, we're constantly changing. So it's kind of impossible to really know a person in and out 100%. But do we take the time to learn? Do we take the time to communicate? After so many years, what does communication look like? And so let's have that conversation. So go ahead and invite your friends, share. And if you have a comment, whether you're single or you're married and you'd like us to touch on, we're not saying that we're perfect. We're not saying that we're experts. We're not saying that we are counselors. but we can counsel you because we're all licensed and ordained ministers. And so we just want to have those conversations that's not been had in today's time. And if they are being had, are they answering the questions that need to be answered? Um, do you feel like you have a listening ear as far as married couples? Who do you turn to when you have issues? Now I know they told us that whatever goes in the house stays in the house. But how many know that's a rule to a point that we need to throw out of the window, because so many things had happened to the house. So many people have been abused. So many things has tormented people, but they felt like they had to keep it in the house, that they couldn't share it. And so they went through it longer than what they really would have had to. And so welcome, Woody.
Hey.
And so how are you doing today? How you doing today?
I'm
people
good.
Don't know.
How about you?
I know they don't know. Tell the people how you doing today.
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm always good.
And so I wanted this topic to be like, after so many years go by, what does conversation sound like? Like after being married for 20 years, 15 years, what does conversation sound like? What are we talking about? What do you talk about after being with a person for 20 some years?
So the subject matter changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think probably most common question nowadays is, what you want for dinner?
Is that the most common question?
Yeah,
What you want for dinner?
Single day.
Wow. So is that saying that
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that's probably the most asked question.
Okay. But are we conversating? Do you keep having conversation with your spouse, or do we take each other for granted? And when I say each other, listen, you guys, I'm talking about Woody and I, but I'm also talking about you. Do you guys have conversation? What conversation are you having? Or do you live in the same house with different lives? Because I know a lot of people do that, right?
Yeah. They can stay. I don't know how people do it, but people say they can stay in the same house and don't say nothing. They have two different relationships, two different worlds. So what makes them stay together? I don't know.
Yeah, so conversation is key. And not saying you conversate about everything, but just imagine being in the house with someone and not
don't say
anything to them. Yeah.
Get up, go to work, come home, different life, different where, you're just staying in the same place. Like a roommate. But even roommates have some kind of conversation, unless they just got totally different schedules.
Yeah.
But who's married nowadays and living as roommates?
Well,
yeah,
that could be,
living as roommates.
Now you can have your own space, right? Because we have our own space.
Space is
right?
important.
Space, and I think that is important, that you need to have the ability to steal away. Although you're a couple, although you're married, you're still an individual, and you still need some time to yourself.
Always, yeah, that's true. But I'm saying those who actually live two separate lives with in the same building, in the same room, but have totally separate lives. I mean, they get up and they go one direction and go another direction. That's what I'm talking about. Separate lives.
Yeah. And I think you have to be careful.
But to each his own.
You have to be careful, dude, because when life get busy, it's probably easy to end up having separate lives, right? You so busy doing your own thing. You're so busy, especially if you guys are working in different careers, keep you off. And so how do you make sure that you don't end up living single?
And I think back to the old days, because I remember, and it's straight. It was strange to me then as a kid, but I remember my grandparents lived in the same house, but lived in different rooms.
Well, back in the days, a lot of people did that. They had they lived in the same room, but they had twin beds.
No, I ain't even talking about that. I'm talking about one was at the front of the house, one was at the back of the house. Not even in the same room.
And that's what I think a lot of marriage was back in the days. Not everybody, because we're not in the people's house. We don't know what's going on. But if you think about history, or think about,
Uh-huh.
my father and my mother, and my uncles and great uncles, they did that. They lived in
They would stay together no
stay
matter
together
what.
no matter what,
No
but
matter
have
what.
separate lives.
Separate
And I
lives.
think a lot of times now people realize that that's not living, and they don't have to settle for that.
I ain't going that route.
And so that's another reason why you probably I feel like marriage don't last as much, or people don't get married anymore because you don't want to. You feel like you don't have to endure those things that our ancestors had to put up with for different reasons.
So yeah, so being different reasons, and that's also another reason to bring up. Why would a person hold on to something that does not exist?
Well, what do you mean? Mary said you would be surprised how many people live that lifestyle today. Right.
Today.
Today.
Yeah, I'm sure, because nothing's new under the sun. But I'm saying holding on to something that's not non-existent. I mean,
Cousin Keita, how did you get on? Nevertheless, welcome. So excited to see you. I'm so excited. Make sure you join. Make sure you comment. Hey, make sure you share. You guys, if you want to chime in, are they calling in? How can they be a part of the show today?
yeah, they can call in.
You gonna call in? Yeah. If you want to be a part of the show today, if you have a question that you want to ask, if you have a comment you would like to add, you can call the number that's on the line now.
On the screen.
954-298-0183. 954-298-0183. Let's talk about it. Let's have those conversations that I think, one, we as Christian people don't like to have. Two, we as people just don't like to have, because sometimes we have to ask those hard conversations. Is marriage worth it? Should we get married in today's time? I think we talked about this before, that back in the days when people got married, marriage was a contract, right? It was a business deal. It was a business transaction. Whether you had a son that had some land, so I'll let you marry my daughter. You give me 2 cows. You give me 3 hens. Yes, a dowry. But people are not having to marry for those reasons now. Why? Because women.
No, they still do dowries. Some cultures still
Some
do
culture,
dowries.
but we're talking about us.
But Americans, nah. Yeah. But I'm just trying to figure out, why would you want to stay with somebody who doesn't want to be with you? Sometimes
it's convenient. Sometimes it's
Out of
finance.
convenience?
Yeah. Sometimes it's a lot of people stay.
Nah, it's I would say today, in this day and age, it will most likely be finance. Everything.
Most definitely.
Because most breakups is about finance. So I would say people stand together only for finance.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I would say that.
Hey, the Bible says money answer all things. So
yeah, also root of all evil.
Ooh, okay.
So
okay.
It depends on what you want to take out of it.
Okay. And so I have you guys, Woody and I have different questions. Cheaper to keep her. Okay, Keita. That's what the man would say. Is cheaper to keep
what
her.
Keita trying to say?
I don't know. You know what, Keita? Because you're so right. Because women are making money now
buddy.
today, and it may be cheaper for them to keep them and live a life on the side.
On the side.
Yeah.
So, never mind. I ain't going now.
What?
So they would say they would endure all that drama for the sake of money. I don't see it. Me personally.
I didn't say her name.
Who? Giovanni?
Giovanni said, that makes sense, Mr. Woody, holding on to something that doesn't even exist.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
They're
holding on to something that don't exist.
And sometimes people are holding on for hope. You don't think some people are holding on for hope?
Not when it's been spelled out to them. I'm talking about the ones that's clearly there ain't no hope in this thing. And I'm not talking about the ones who are trying to work it out together.
No, because I've seen.
I'm saying the one, not the ones that's trying to do something together. Understand what I'm saying? Not when you doing something they not here.
Well, because I have friends. I have friends that hold on to hope that their marriage will get better, and so.
But are they working at it together?
I don't know. I'm not in their house, but I just know that,
all right.
Some things are just different. Everybody's situation is not not the same. And so we're not trying to put
I'm
you
not bashing nobody about
right,
that.
nor are we trying to put you in a box. We just want us to open up our
Mm,
mind and think and hold these conversations. And hopefully, in the midst of us holding these conversations, it can help you as well as help us. And because I realize, honey,
hmm.
boo, bae, that even in 27 years, there is so much that we don't know about each other. There's so much that we don't share. There's so much that, maybe we don't tend to, but there's battles that we all fight on our own. And even though we have a mate, not everything we share. Is that good or is that bad?
I think this keeps it interesting. I don't think it's good or bad unless there's some bad situations. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not like there's something bad going on and you got to know about it. Oh, I'm just dying to know what's going on. What if there's nothing going on? Because if there's something going on, it'll be clearly explained to be something going on in those instances. I mean, I don't know. Every person's different. Um, I don't know.
Mm.
I don't think about what's not. I'm not the type of person. I'm not that curious. Always got to dig at something to find something. That's not me. So it's like a duck, water off a duck's back to me. I don't see it. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
I'm just
I,
not
I'm
a.
I'm
I'm not a
curious.
jealous person.
Wait, man, it don't have to
But I'm
necessarily
just
be
saying,
jealousy.
jealousy is one of those things that keeps people curious to look at stuff that ain't there.
Well, we're not. When I say that, and maybe let me make myself clear. I'm not saying seeking through your computer or don't
Yeah,
know
people
what's
do
in your
that.
phone. I'm
Yeah,
not talking
people do
about
that.
those things, but it happens. I'm not
People
talking
do that
about
all the time.
checking your call log. I'm talking
Yeah.
about you're enduring whether it be somebody's just troubling you at work, whether it be something troubling you and your family, whether it just be troubling you in your growth of yourself. We don't always share.
Yeah, sometimes people don't share because they don't want to trouble the person they're with troubles. Relationships are already hard. Sometimes you don't need, especially a man, don't need to bring those troubles, business troubles and things like that into the house and stuff like that.
Or do you not bring it because you don't feel safe? Or do you feel comfortable? Because I remember just the other day, I said that I'm not your partner. You don't see me as your partner.
Uh,
And I said that's because you hold a lot of things to yourself.
Stuff
And I
that
think,
bugs me.
yeah, and I think me being your partner, I supposed to be a safe place, right? For you to share or
Mhm.
to even just sometimes not for me to say anything, just for you to express
Right.
what you're feeling.
So,
And I think
mhm,
that you carry a lot in within yourself.
uh-huh.
And I think some of those things should be released to me so I can help carry that burden with you
Yeah.
or help you come with some type of solution because I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah. See, that's the thing
I'm
though.
gonna fix it for you, boo.
You're a fix it person, and I mean I'm a work it person. I'll work through my troubles before I go bothering somebody else with them. I'm not the type to say, "Oh, woe is me." Oh, this. If I'm stressed about a situation, just give me time to work through it. And when I get to that point, if I get to the point where it needs to be disclosed, it will be.
Well, what if that cause isolation? It
It won't
causes
cause
distance in
isolation.
between the relationship. I'm just saying, what if?
Mm.
What is that being? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you being selfish? Are you just not trusting your innermost feeling with
I
that
don't.
person or with me?
It just depends on the situation. I couldn't say whether or not a person's not trusting or not trusting. Maybe it's not nothing that big of a deal to be just put out there. And then again, maybe it's a situation that nobody should know.
Well, now if you got a
Hold on,
situation
no, I'm
that's
just
going on
saying.
that nobody should know, Houston, there is a problem.
Oh no,
Okay.
not me. I'm just saying maybe there is situations that nobody else should know if you're going through something, in time.
Mary said that's the problem. He don't want to fix it.
He don't want to fix it.
Uh-huh. He as in Woody or he as in the person, Mary?
He
Because
doesn't
if
want
it's a
to.
problem,
No, because
maybe she said you
maybe
don't want to fix her. You want to fix it yourself. Maybe that's
right. Maybe it's not meant to be fixed by somebody else.
Mhm.
Maybe that person need to take care of this business and
Mhm.
be done with it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You don't want to burden everybody around you with something. You know, I'm
Okay,
not saying
but are we talking about everybody?
we're talking generally. We're talking
He
generally
talking
in
about
men.
he talking about me.
No, I'm talking about generally in men.
Mood have that. I think men have. What is? I can't see what. Go back up. She said, "I think men have hard time."
See, it ain't
Go
all
back
about
down. Go back
feelings.
down. He say, I think men have a hard time open up in general. Yeah, they
Mhm.
do. But what I'm saying is, do you post to or should you be able to open up to that person that you call my life partner? Because don't you supposed to be able to share with your life partner?
Yeah, you should be able to share with your life partner. But what I'm saying is, don't think that every situation that a person don't think that every situation that a person is dealing with is meant for everybody to deal with, is what I'm saying.
But I'm not talking about everybody, babe. I'm talking about
Oh, me
our
personally?
spouses, right?
Oh,
Our
spouses.
spouses.
Okay, spouses from one to another. I don't just because you see something bothering somebody, I don't think it's detrimental of the relationship.
Mhm.
If it's a business situation, maybe you should keep that business out of your
I
house.
get it. I get it. I get it.
You understand?
Mhm.
So if you got a business situation, you need to keep that business out of your house.
I get it.
So maybe that should be made a little bit more clear.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, if you're trying to call in, just text in, and we'll send you the link. That's how that would go.
Okay.
Yeah, it won't be a phone call.
I
It'll be a text.
apologize. I said call, but it's
Yeah,
text.
it's actually text in, and we'll send you a link.
Okay. And so what I was thinking about, we're gonna let the person that's go ahead and come in, but let's find out how well do you really think you know me? Babe, you think you know me?
To an
Babe, do you
extent.
think you know
Yeah, I
me?
know you after 27 years. I know it depends on what the subject matter is.
Babe, I don't think you know me.
You don't know me?
I don't know you.
You don't know me as far as what?
I don't know you as well as a lot.
What do you mean?
Mary says send her the link because hey Gloria, because you're so attentive to me, right?
Right.
You're so
What they got to do with?
you're so busy taking care of me, and you're so busy. I feel like you compromise a lot. You sacrifice a lot for me to the point where you don't open up yourself to me. That you're so
Really?
yeah, I do. Like for instance, you always say seafood is your favorite food,
It is.
but you never eaten seafood. And
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
see
no, 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 no.
that every time we go out, you
No.
order something that you think I can eat. If I don't like my meal, when we cook, we're cooking what I eat. But yet, if you love something, why isn't it a part of you?
What do you mean it's not a part of me? It is a part of me.
No, it's not, babe. You don't hardly eat no lobster. You don't eat no crabs. You don't eat no. You like oysters?
But do? I don't care for raw oysters, but I eat them fried. Now I like clams and mussels more than I like oysters.
Mhm.
But I do love seafood.
How can you love something that's hardly
Well, let me
ever
ask you
a
this.
part of your life?
I love steak, but we don't eat it.
Yes, you do.
Not like I would.
But you eat it. You eat steak more than you eat seafood for you to love seafood. You say I love seafood.
I love seafood.
But
I
you
grew up on
like
seafood.
beef.
I love, huh? No, I love beef.
But you eat beef but won't eat no seafood, babe. I don't get that. So I don't see how you can say you love something that's not a part of you. When you love something,
don't say it's not a part of me. It is a part of me.
No, it ain't.
It's a part of me.
When the last time you had a lobster?
Some months ago.
No, some years ago.
No, some months ago.
No. When did you have lobster?
Some months ago.
The last time you had lobster, I made you order it in Atlanta when we ate at Atlanta.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah,
but
babe, that's been going on 3 years. Cause we've been here 2 years in October. So how you love it?
I do.
That means you should order it for him. Know he like it, and he.
Go ahead, Mary.
That's true. That's Keita, I do make him order. I be like, order that. He be like, nah, I'm good. And then he'll order something that he think I might like just in case I don't like my food. Hey, Mary. Good evening. Uh-huh.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a situation that I can fix myself or give me the opportunity to fix it, I'm not the type of person to always try to get somebody else to do my work. You know what I'm saying? If it's a problem that I'm having, I should be the one to try to straighten it out.
But sometimes you need help. Sometimes
I didn't say
a
that.
bouncing a situation or a subject off to the someone you can trust can
Right.
open up something and give you a bigger understanding, a more options that you would have never came up on your
Okay.
own. That's what I mean.
But
by
then
it.
something there comes those times or those situations when you know that person can't help you with it.
What you say, Mary?
Or another point of view about that situation. Not that you would try to fix it. Maybe you could get some eyesight about what's at hand. Instead of you sitting there looking at him, knowing that he's stressing over it. Like
And,
that's
even though we're not
Hey,
trying to make this
no, you
about
trying to make
us,
this about me now.
but that
You
Mary
trying
said
to make this
that
about
you
me.
be sitting in the corner
Uh-huh.
stressing, and I'd be like, "Babe, what's wrong?" You be like, "Nothing."
Nothing.
You know that angers me. That angers me because I know something is wrong with you, and if I'm your helpmate, you should be able to let me know. Hey,
But
shorty, I don't need your help right now.
Okay.
But this is what's going on.
If I told you that, would you accept that? No.
It depends on how you say it.
Tell me how to say it because I
You-
don't, I
you
don't
gonna-
want to say it.
you gonna have to
Tell
say,
me how to say it.
Babe,
I got this.
I'm going through the something, but I got it.
Okay.
Oh, babe, this not gonna this don't have anything
Now
to do
y'all
with
heard
us,
it right here
but I
on Be
got
True
it.
to You Talk Show. So the next time we have a conversation, we'll see.
Mary,
Hey.
I'm over here laughing because I'm thinking about
why?
and I know she ain't gonna let it go like that.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I want to be there for you.
You are here for me. Just be the wife that you are. You are here for me. You my helpmate.
Oh, that's right. You better know it. And
Okay, then.
O'Brien say I love it too, but I don't eat it as much as I would like because it's expensive. But O'Brien, you do indulge in seafood. You, Mary, I know you and Mary love seafood. Why? Because you guys are always eating it. Any opportunity that you get, you eat it. This one, on the other hand, I'll be like, oh yeah, I love seafood. And then he don't just say I love seafood. He be like,
seafood.
I love seafood. I mean, like if you love seafood, what? Like I love Pepsi.
my
I
wife-
drink it. I
Yeah.
love chicken.
My
eat
wife
it.
likes pork chops.
I love pork chops.
She
I
loves
eat
pork
it.
chops. So what do? I buy the pork chops.
And then
I don't love pork chops. I don't love chicken, but I love beef and I love seafood. Now, what do I eat mostly of? Chicken.
But let me ask you a question. That's a great question. And to this point, is that a good thing that you will sacrifice your every being for someone? Does that cause you some form of sadness? You out there, Facebook world, YouTube world, to Be True followers, is it healthy to sacrifice all of the things that bring you joy for someone else? Don't you feel like eventually you will end up begrudging them or resenting them or some form of anger or even just bringing sadness to yourself that you had to forfeit all the things that brought you joy?
I don't think I have, but maybe somebody else has. I don't think I forfeited all of my wants and needs to be to put somebody else first.
Keita say it's not me, it's you. It's
Yeah,
not you, it's me. Brian say it's not a good thing because you eventually forget who you are as an individual.
That's right.
That's
So I
true.
don't feel that I would do that. I would just forget about myself just to fulfill the needs of another.
And I believe that
It's
too,
a give
Keita.
and take in a relationship.
I believe when you try so much to please someone that you will end up resenting them. I believe that there should be a balance. I believe that You both should do what need to be done um, to cause joy or with each other, but no one can complete each other. We have to complete ourselves. You can add to me, and vice versa. I can add to you. But when it's one sided, then that's not love. That's not a space to be in. I think
Right.
it should be a balance. Not saying that we're keeping scores. Not saying we know how many times you sacrifice and how many times they
Oh,
sacrifice.
so
No,
some
but it
people do
should
that
be.
now.
Well, that's not a good
That's
thing to
petty.
have tit for tat in your
Yeah,
relationship.
that's
But
petty.
it should definitely have a form of balance.
I did what they want to do. I went what they want to go. I ate what they wanted to eat. But what about me? And sometimes, and
Right.
I speak for myself, because sometimes you spend so much time building up somebody else, and they can't build you up. And not like you said, you don't go tit for tat, but you sit here like, whoa, do you see me sitting here? Or do you
Right.
hear? Could you conversate about what I want to conversate? Could you be interested in what I want to be interested in? Like, maybe I want to work out. You don't want to work out? Oh, I want to go eat seafood. You don't want to go eat seafood? You got to make sure that, and I don't believe in that 50-50, because I don't believe that you get 50 and I get 50. I want us to come together and make one whole good relationship to the best of our ability.
Yeah, it may be this
Yeah,
time I
100,
may,
100, right, Mary?
or this time I may just give 80, right? And you may have to give 20. Or vice versa. That person may give
uh,
55 and I may have to give 45. What am I saying?
yeah, I
And
think the
you
numbers
just
matter.
meet where it need to be met, right?
That's what I
You
think.
make a difference where
Right.
you can come together on a healthy ground
Hmm.
for the best for both parties, especially in a marriage. And I think what I think when we see marriages where we see this person giving, they're taking care of the house, they're taking care of the kids, they're taking care of the spouse, they're taking care of the bills, and then they're doing everything and then some. But on the other hand, the other party is not saying, wow, they're working real hard, let me do this for them. Hey, they gave all of their this for that, so let me give this for them. When you see a person that's
It
been
causes
depleted,
resentment.
but no one is like my sister Sheila O'Brien, she preached this message yesterday in church, and it's like, who's taking care of you, right?
Uh-huh.
And when you take care of a person, when you're doing everything for a person, when you're giving, but no one in the home is taking care of you, you know, how do you change that? And how can that be healthy?
Well,
And so that's what.
how do you, let's take it one thing at a time. You said, how do you change that? First is there has to be a want to change. First of all, the person that's not doing their part in the relationship has to realize that they're not doing it. A lot of people don't even realize that they're not doing it. Well, at least in their mind, they say, that's not me. You know what I mean? Uh, so that's a big issue right there. They don't see any fault in anything. They don't see that they're not a giving person. And then again, I know some people personally that feel that they should be given to,
Mhm.
but they take it out of context. They think they're supposed to be served and done this and done that. They don't think that it goes both ways.
Mhm.
Um, as far as relationship goes, relationship means two.
Relationship is too.
Right.
We have some questions that we wrote down, you guys, and he don't know
Oh,
my
you wrote them
questions.
down. Let's see.
I didn't write your questions
No, you didn't
down.
write mine down.
Yeah, I don't know your questions, and you don't know mine,
Okay.
unless you was peeking while I was
No,
in the bathroom.
I didn't look at yours.
Okay.
Because I don't want no mess.
Yeah, and
You don't
so
want none of this.
don't be afraid to address. And that's the thing. Sometimes we don't even have a conversation with one another. Again, I said this early, we're so busy with life, we're going on, we're doing our own thing, that when we come together, we may sit to the table and eat, but yet we're not really conversating. We have our phones in our hands, we're watching TV, we're playing games on our phone, we're YouTubing on our phone, we're TikToking on our phone, Facebooking on our phone, but we're not giving everybody that one-on-one time that we need as well as deserve. And so I was thinking about Woody and I coming up to our 27th year. And I was thinking about when we first got married, the first year we got married, the fifth year, thinking about the things that we endured in our years, the things that caused us to be stronger, the things that could have broke us, but it didn't, the things that we had ample enough reason to walk away, but neither one of us did. And when I say that, let me talk about this in one thing. And I talk about this, and I think this is the problem, right? Y'all got a lot on my mind. When Woody and I first got married, I used to tell people, oh, if he had money, it would be perfect. That was my favorite line. If he had
How
money.
long ago was that?
Yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I always say if he had money, he would be perfect, right? Because he
Not saying that I'm broke. She's saying if I had crazy money.
Yes. Yeah, I felt that he would spoil me, right? I felt
Yeah.
that there's absolutely nothing he wouldn't do or give me, because that's the kind of person he makes me feel. I was talking to one of my coach yesterday, and we was talking about relationship. Hence, this is how this conversation came up. This is how this topic came up. We was talking about relationship, and she began to say how blessed. Sometimes we don't see how blessed we are, because we're looking at we may look at somebody else's marriage, right? We may look at someone else's spouse, look what that spouse is doing, look what type of job the spouse is having, how much finance they have, the material things that they have. And when you look at those things, sometimes, not all the time, sometimes it will cause you not to value your mate. It would cause you to miss out on those things that God has blessed you with. And you have to go back and you have to do an inventory, right? And so I went back after the conversation with her, and we were just talking about life in general. We were talking about, some couples that we know, and we just had that conversation. So the conversation that I said with Woody was like, I was like, yeah, when I think about Woody, and this is what I said to her, and I'm saying the same thing to you guys. When I think about Woody, I realize how God blessed me. And I said this before. I've said this, and I hate to say it, because sometimes you talk about something and then it happened. I've never had anyone call my house. I've never had anyone knock on my door. I've never seen a text message. I've never seen him communicate with other women. There's only one time I saw him watch this lady booty in public that I got mad, and it angered me, because I had been with him for 26 years and I had never seen that, and so that was something new to me, right? And so I say that he never cheated on me from my knowing. Do I say he would never? No, I don't say that, because never is forever. And you never know what people will do when they get an opportunity. And she was saying that was a blessing. And she was like, because not too many people can say that. And then I realized that I know a lot of people who have cars, who have homes, and their mate is stepping out on them. And not just the males, the female as well. They have designer this, designer that. But they live two different lives. They have their own life. They don't share, they can't share their phones with each other. No one can touch their phone. No one can touch their computers. They can't leave their phone down. And so I was thinking, wow, God, I thank you for that. I thank you for 27 years to come. I've never had to have those conversations with Woody about him tricking, or someone uh, addressing me about my husband. And you don't realize that that's a blessing. With 26 years, you may not have a home, but you have someone to share the burden of bills with you. You have, when I say that, sometimes we have to go through so much by ourselves, and we have no one to turn on. You have no one to lean on. I know that there's times when Woody couldn't do, and there's times when I could do. There's times when I've been angry because he couldn't. But when you sit back and think about, the things that he couldn't, just imagine the things that he could do. Imagine him getting in the bed um, after me or before me, And when I get into bed, he wants to make sure he can touch me. Imagine that you didn't have a person that who's feeling for you through the night. Imagine if you had a person that didn't care about your needs. And I'm so grateful, right? Because sometimes you may think that Woody and I roles are different because he's so attentive to me. And that's a blessing. Sometimes you can't measure things up financially. Sometimes if you're not careful, finance will make you overlook those blessings, those things that God has blessed you with, that so many people will love to have. Woody is so attentive to me, so that it scares me, right? Sometimes I used to think, oh, he's so attentive because he's doing something he ain't got no business doing. That's what I used to think. And then now I think, okay, I don't want him to be so attentive till he's unhappy. And so every now and then I'd be like, babe, you happy? Babe, you happy? You okay? Because I want him to make sure he understands that I value him just like he valued me. And our act of service is different. The way we see about each other is different. But yet I want him to know that I'm here for him. And so we had those conversations. And so I love you, Fred.
I love you too.
This I know. Now, this I know. Do you know your spouse love you? How do you know they love you? And so these are some of our questions. So you guys, don't give up on love. Doesn't look like what my relationship looked like, and mine don't look like what your relationship looked like. And we have heard this all the time. Never measure your relationship with your spouse up to others. But yet we do. Yet we do. Yet we peek in somebody's window and think, oh, I want that. And you don't realize what you're wanting. You don't realize what they're enduring. You don't realize what they're hiding. You don't realize what they're sweeping under the rug. And so do your best with your relationship. Find someone that you can have a counselor to, someone who can talk to you, someone who can usher you into the right direction. And my right direction is always going to be the word of God, right? But I don't want someone just to tell me the word of God, because I can read the word myself. I can read that for myself. But I want someone who lived where I'm going, who can from their life experience help me get to where I want to go. Help me get to 7 years. Help me get to 30 years. But help me get there without telling me to settle, to close a blind eye, to turn a deaf ear, to be okay with the abuse, be okay with the misuse, be okay with the adultery, be okay, with living separate life. I don't want that. But I want someone to show me how to work through situation, how to get on the other side for the better. Not just to get there, but to get to the other side for the better. And so I told my sister this because my sister Mary is privileged to know mostly about my relationship. Both of my sisters, but there was time in when Woody and I was married years early, maybe like second year to third years, and I would go to her and I would whine, I complain. But I tell her this all the time, and see, this is what people need to know: the truth is what set you free. And so I never pretend to be anything in my marriage. I never pretend that Woody was something that he was not. I never pretend that we was happy when we wasn't. And in that, I believe we were able to overcome. I believe that we was able to cross over. I believe we are now able to be to the place where it's not, I'm with you because I gotta be.
You ever felt like you had to be with me?
No, I'm just saying in general. You know,
Oh,
we talked
no,
about
like
that. No,
people.
because I definitely didn't think I had to
Yeah,
be with you
yeah.
because I wanted to be. I needed to be because when we first got together, I made the money, so I didn't never stay with you because I had to. I was always able to take care of myself.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying now we're to that place where we're really enjoying each other. That I can say you're my friend, that you're my best friend. I don't want to go places. I do. But most of the time I go somewhere, I want to go with you.
You go places without me?
Yeah, me and Janelle, me and O'Brien and Mary. Not really. I thought I'm thinking about it now.
Hey, but that's all.
When I went out of town the other day without you.
Thank God.
Yeah.
See?
I thought
See
I was
that?
coming back home. Now I'm gonna live my life. Now I really, if I'm not doing it with Woody, I'm not doing it.
That's
Period.
good. That
Yeah.
You went 600 miles without me.
Uh-huh. For how
Man.
many days? 2 days, 3 days?
2 or 3 days. I don't know.
And we had a good time, but Keep in mind, I did have my sisters and my
But
brother,
I wasn't there.
but I had my sisters and my brother.
But
That's probably what made it better. I mean,
okay.
made it
All right.
not better, but made it okay because I
Okay.
had them, and
All
so
right.
and so that's it.
Since you're talking about the money,
Oh, I'm gonna have to get my glasses. So y'all, we got some questions that we're gonna ask each other. Woody's gonna ask me a question, I'm gonna answer it, and he's gonna answer that. If you have a question
I
for,
might answer
for Woody, throw it in there and let him answer it. If you have a
Okay.
question for me, vice versa, or if you just have a question in general. Did Mary hang up?
No, she's on.
You ain't saying nothing. My bad. So Mary is coming on the show next week.
And I was married. So, I can only add to what I knew at that time. But this time of my life, I'm free.
Okay,
Okay.
Mary, but can you add to what I talked about when Woody and I first got married, where I didn't pretend to be something. I didn't pretend that the marriage was something that it wasn't.
Oh, yes. I can vouch for that because you will always call and share your true feelings, or what you was going through, how you felt about it. You remember that, and during that time, me and Woody was real close, you know.
Mhm.
And I would say, now, Woody, you got to do this. Woody, you need to do this right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
oh, 26 years later, I was how old when I found out my sister was telling my husband? I
Yeah,
was
but
how many
that
years
was
married when I found out my sister was telling my husband?
no,
Telling your husband what though?
I wasn't telling him what you was
Tell
saying.
him what?
He
That
didn't
what
tell
to
me
do?
what he had said, but I was giving him little hints about do this and do that. Would it have
You
in
know
my
what?
Well, let me ask you this: during that time, did divorce ever come up out of my mouth?
never ever?
Okay.
Mommy,
It was
So
listen.
always
you wanted to always ask.
Yeah, I would be like,
You
you want a
always ask-
divorce?
yeah,
You want a
see?
divorce? Are you unhappy?
Yeah,
You know
see,
why? I
and
used
I
to say
never
that
did
because
that.
I had 3 kids, and I'm like, you
Right.
ain't stuck with me because I got my 3 children.
See?
I can take care of my
Yeah, see,
children.
see,
I
see.
take care of my children before you.
Uh-huh.
I'll take care of my children after you. That was me.
no, you
I don't need
never
you. I
said,
want you. So
you
anyway,
never said to me,
mommy, what do got to do with anything? My daughter said, later, you don't even drive yourself. I know I don't drive myself. I don't have to drive myself. These are the perks of being married to someone who cares so much about you. You
No,
know,
we do a lot
we do
together.
everything.
We do everything together. We
Yeah.
work together. So everything we do is around each other. You know, well, my mom's not here anymore, but your mother, and so when she has a need, we both do it together. Uncle Fletcher. Anything that has to do with family, we mostly do together anyway.
Yeah,
So
so right. And so this is why
yeah,
we always together. Now
but it's
I
family
work, we work together.
at home.
We work at home together.
Yeah,
We do the
so-
show together.
Right.
Everything I do, we do it together. So this is why, but a lot of people say they can't work with their spouse.
I can understand that. Sometimes it can be hard sometimes. And I guess it depends on what you're doing also.
Yeah, because sometimes you be trying to boss me and don't want to listen to me.
Oh. You ready for the questions?
Okay, Mary, you got something to say before we start these questions? You got a question?
No, I was saying that one thing about Woody, he never said, I'm gonna leave her. He never said, I'm sick of your sister and her crap. We never ever had those.
I ain't never said that.
I said all 3
Oh,
of
you
them.
said all.
I said all 3. I said all 3 of them.
Yeah, Woody.
Yeah, she said it all.
No, I can see over the years, I know the good, the bad, and the ugly in y'all marriage. And I
Yeah.
can tell you the years that I see y'all working out things now is totally different from the beginning.
We old.
Listen, y'all
We old, fat, no teeth, and need insurance.
Hey.
But we love each other.
No, it's all about
We
love.
love her.
Don't you want to go first, ladies first?
No,
No,
you
let's go first.
No, it's my show. You go first.
Okay. Do you consider yourself as a bossy person?
Negro.
you said it.
I have bossy moments. Yes,
Okay.
I
All
definitely
right.
have
All
bossy
right.
moments. Do I want to be bossy? No.
What you mean by that?
Sometimes you feel like you have to step in.
No.
Sometimes, okay, let's take you and I for example.
I said
sometimes
bossy,
I'm
ain't talking about-
stronger. Sometimes when you're stronger in a situation, you show up bossy, right? But I can be bossy. I can boss my children.
Bossy is when you being
It don't have to-
assertive when you shouldn't be. That's
No.
what bossy is.
Oh, well, then no. I'm not
Okay,
assertive
then.
when I don't need to be.
That's bossy.
Oh.
And that's what
Mary. Mary bossy.
A boss know a boss. What?
That's Mary bossy.
Yeah. What you got?
Okay.
And I'm gonna admit that I am. Now,
Okay.
Angela, let Woody
I
ask
have
the question again, and you answer that question.
I have bossy moments.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. People don't understand what really bossy means. Bossy doesn't mean you're the boss. The boss is where they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
A bossy person is putting themselves in a position where they should not be in.
Yeah, see, because I don't insert myself in people's business.
And see, that's a bossy person.
Yeah. Well, Mary, you may not.
I definitely don't insert myself in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mary, I
Okay.
take that back. You're not bossy.
No.
I'm definitely
Aggressive, but not bossy. And then we both are. Okay, so Woody, when do you feel most loved by me?
When
Yes.
do I feel most loved?
Should I say do you? Well, when
Yeah,
do
I
you?
do.
Okay,
I do
when
feel
do you feel most loved by me?
At those moments when you see that I'm stressed about something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You go.
My go?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Let's keep it light. Let's keep it light. Yeah, we keep it light. With unlimited money and all the opportunity, which passion would you pursue?
Fashion.
Okay. You say that quick.
Mm-hmm. Fashion. I love.
You love that fashion.
Fashion. I love clothes. I love beauty.
Mm-hmm.
And so fashion is the thing that I feel like I was really birthed for.
And where do you think that comes from?
I really don't know. Ask Mary. It's been a part of me since I was what? How old, Mary?
child from the day my mama brought you home, if you ask me.
Yeah, so
like for the life of us, we don't know where it come from. She have always been in. And I'm telling you, I can remember as early as middle school.
Is that when that cake, she wanted a store-bought cake?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I got that in fifth grade.
That was fifth grade.
That was fifth grade.
No. My mama couldn't make her no cake. My mama bought her cake. I made her cake.
Wow.
We got the, in the kitchen kind of cake, but not her. And so if with you saying that, then we got to take that thing all the way back to elementary school.
Yeah.
Always been her. There's always been a part of her. But then when I think about it, my mom was a pretty sharp woman.
Oh, so she was
My
like that.
grandmother on both sides was pretty sharp. When I look
and your auntie.
my Uncle Fletcher, my Uncle Clarence, they were sharp people. And so
she got it honestly.
yeah, she
Yeah.
Oh
no, Morgan, I didn't get it from Auntie Diane. Auntie Diane allowed me to, not even allowed me to. Auntie Diane had a great job at an early age. And so she had nice things, and I would steal her stuff out of the closet and snatch the tag off it and wear it before her and hang it back up. And she was like, "Don't do that again, Angela." I'd be like, "I'm sorry, Diane. I needed it. I'm sorry. I just needed to wear it."
You needed it.
Yeah, I just needed to look cute that day. So I think O'Brien fed it. I think she allowed it, me seeing the things that she had, the things that I wanted, I desired. And so it became to be even stronger. And so, yeah.
All right.
So fashion would be it for me.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to read the comment. Morgan talking about we both. Mary, Morgan talking about you and me both bossy.
Nah.
Okay. So what personality trait do you think I most admire about you?
Personality trait
Mm-hmm.
you admire about me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. Willing to work?
Yeah, I love your compassion for my people.
For your people?
Yeah, you love my family just like they're yours. So I love your personality.
Okay.
That the trait of you to love them.
Well, that's just family oriented then. So I think me and my brother both got that.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pull that down. Missy said, "Hey, cousin." She got me.
Mhm.
I can't. She got
me
me
into
into
it.
it. Used to polish my nails and everything when I was younger. I think you was like 6 or 5. I was polishing your nails. Uh, I'm talking about. I'm talking
Sweets and
about the
heels.
sweets and heels.
That was fashion.
Mm?
Heel.
What's that, mommy?
I'm talking about the sweats and heel. Oh, is she talking about O'Brien?
The what now?
O'Brien with the jumpsuit. That's
She
what
talking about
Oh,
O'Brien.
fire. Oh, her clothes.
O'Brien. Morgan, you so wrong for that. O'Brien used to love to wear heels.
Okay.
Okay. She loved heels. So yeah, O'Brien might have had that too. And one day tell the story, Mary.
I know we was getting ready for school one morning. She was in high school. I believe I want to say she was in the ninth grade.
Ninth grade.
In the
Mhm.
ninth grade, and so like we'll poke around, getting ready for school, but O'Brien gonna get that bus stop. So O'Brien had them put on her sweatsuit, and she had the white striped heels. And I looked, and that girl was in the. I said, "Mama, get out!"
You
I said, "This
snitched?
girl, finna, I ain't gonna tell you what I said. She finna go through the back.
No,
But
she's
she
talking about mama. Oh, Diane out here going to school looking like a hooker. And I think she said her tennis shoes was dirty. I'm not for
Okay.
sure. But she at that time was wearing a tracksuit
With some
with some
heels.
heels. But
Yeah,
that's the thing
she
now. That's the
Hey.
thing right now. She said she was
started-
before her time.
she definitely started that trend way back then.
Okay. Hey,
Okay. So that was
Kimberly.
a question.
How you doing, Kimberly? Oh yeah, O'Brien. I don't care. It's definitely a fashion statement now. I've been beyond my years. Yes, you have, O'Brien. You done well with those heels and tracksuit because
So
it's
I'm not even
everywhere
going to
now.
ask that question then, because that was it. One of those questions was what do you see fashion wise now that y'all did way back?
Oh yeah, if you want to talk about that, my sister did the heels and track. I did dress over jeans. I was
Yeah.
wondering.
Now I remember dress over jeans that everybody it sort of like took off around here.
Yeah, I used to wear
And
dress over jeans all the time, and
right.
so I've just always had the eye for that. Now, what it is, the problem for me now is dressing myself at this size. Dressing myself at this size. You still love me at this size, huh?
We're gonna keep moving on.
Okay. Dressing myself at this size, I have to learn my style all over again because I went from being a size 4, a 2, from a 4 to a 6 to 8 to now I'm a 10. You know,
Okay.
and so this is hard for me to really find to be able to express myself through clothes, but I'm getting back to it. I'm getting back to it. Okay.
Good.
Any questions, you guys? Okay. What's your favorite thing about marriage so far? I got some good questions for
No,
you
you
today.
got
I'll be
some.
stunting you with my questions. Stunt. Got you thinking.
Well, I don't think about marriage like the old days, like
We
whether or
ain't even
not.
asked that.
Listen,
Okay, well, sorry, my
listen.
bad. Thank you,
So
cousin.
it's like you don't have to. I don't have to think on so hard about making you happy now.
Oh, so that's the favorite part about being married, that you don't have to think so hard to make me happy.
It was like you're trying to earn somebody's trust.
Okay.
I know you trust me, and I trust you. I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
The relationship itself. Best thing about marriage now is that you're a true companion, and you
Oh,
have my back.
I do.
I don't have to worry about it. Oh, you need to stop all that too, because you
I got them for you,
be
baby.
want to fight.
Now I got me a chair.
You don't put down the gun and now you got the chair.
Yeah. Thank you, Kimberly. I don't put down the gun and I got a chair. Put down the gun and pick up the chair. Okay. All right. Next question. Do I have any silly odd quirks to you?
Yeah.
I do.
Uh-huh.
What?
Always eating something that you know you shouldn't be eating. Oh, don't get mad. You
That's
ask
not
her.
a s-
That's a quirk.
well, if you say so. Well, anyway, go ahead.
Your daughter would say something different because every time she come in the kitchen,
That's not a quirk.
what is that?
That's comfortableness.
Okay. What do you want? What do you consider a quirk now?
A quirk is something that you do that's
Aggravating to some,
or yeah, or like for instance,
like in that kitchen.
no, like you laugh on serious moments out of nowhere. You could be talking about, yeah, they killed themselves.
No,
That's a quirk.
no, no. No. I
Isn't
ain't say
that
they
a
killed
yeah?
themselves.
You be like,
No, I don't know.
he was walking down the street.
What did you
He was
have a
down down the street drunk and he broke his neck. That's a quirk.
As a quirk?
That's what.
That's your quirk
No,
right
that's your
there.
quirk.
No, but that's your quirk right there.
What?
You laugh out of nowhere,
Uh,
hysterically. Not that you laugh. You will laugh hysterically. When you first saw those videos, so go ahead. You couldn't stop laughing for 10 minutes straight.
oh, it was funny.
And then there was something else. Eric sent you something the other day. And
It'd be
you just,
funny.
you just bust out laughing.
I like to laugh.
I understand.
That's a quirk.
You said it was.
No, I didn't. You said
You
it
said
was.
my
No,
laugh was a
I'm
quirk.
saying when your laugh becomes
Yeah.
a quirk.
Okay.
You laugh off of serious moments.
How have you changed since you were 21?
I'm fatter. I'm fatter. I'm fatter. I've changed a lot because I have more compassion. In my older years now, I'm more understanding. I like to see things different. Before I just saw it my way, but now I like to see things through other people's eyes. So I'm more understanding, and I have more
And you're not as
compassion.
strict.
No, I'm not as strict.
Yeah.
used to be
Morgan
real
said you're
strict.
not as strict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Have you ever had any unexplainable or supernatural experiences?
Yeah. Wait. Let's see what you said, cousin. My question for you both: how hard and long do you think you should work on a relationship to get the proposal point? I can't tell you that. Only you know how hard or how long. I mean, at the beginning of a relationship, you have to get to know each other at the beginning of the relationship. Um, but if that working is causing you grief, you're
Yeah.
constantly sad, or you don't have any joy in it, you don't find it to be worth it, then I think sometimes we know the answer, but we prolonging it, and
I
so
don't think people should go years
I don't either.
if they already, because
Especially when you're a certain age, right?
well,
Honey, when we're
at-
55, you know what you want, what you don't
Yeah.
want. I think like you can meet somebody and get married in
and
3
you
days.
can see where a person's going or not going in a year or two.
Mhm.
If you are not getting the results relationship wise that both of you are coming to agreement on, if it's a struggle back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, I don't think it's going to happen.
Mhm.
And then again, like you said, after a certain age, it's different when people are 20 dating than a person who's 40 and 50 trying to date someone new.
Mhm.
You're not going to, and that's another thing. You can't change people. And I think even as the older we get, the harder it is to get change out of a
Mhm.
person.
Mhm.
So either you're with it or either they're with it or they're not with it.
Mhm.
There's no, well, I'll give them a little time. I'll give her a little time. Maybe she'll do this for me. She'll do that. If she's not doing it by now,
Mhm.
after a year or two, and y'all in y'all 50s and 40s, I'll say 30s. I don't really see it going because people are set in a mindset and experiences in life and things like that. I don't see much change. Now, if you see a person that's with you, helping you do the things that you like to do, and you're helping them, because it goes both ways now.
Mhm.
If you see yourself changing and you see them changing, and you're both compromising in certain things, yeah, maybe you can work at it. But if you don't see any change or any balance in your relationship after a couple of years, no.
It also depends on what are you
What
are
did
you
you
working what are
expect
you
out of it?
working on? Are you working on communication? Are you working on, they eat sloppy? Are you working on, you don't like their appearance? Some things that's you have to either be willing to accept or move on because
Now, a
something
person with bad eating habits after 40 years,
they're gonna be eating bad forever. Yeah.
yeah,
So it's
certain
you
things. There's
yeah.
certain things you grow up with, and certain things that they learn along the way.
Mm-hmm.
They've experienced along the way that certain things you as a person cannot change. Even your presence can't change.
Yeah, let's take you and I when we first got married, babe. And I like to use us for example because I'm telling you, we had all odds against us, you guys. We married um 5 months after being married, right? And I
After
had
we
after
started dating,
start dating 5 months after start dating, and I had 3 kids, and so we didn't really know each other. And when we got married, it was things that he did that I didn't like. It was things that I did that he didn't like. But we got to think about the different worldview that we came from, right? We was brought up different, and way we saw things. I came from a strong mom that she ran the household, so I brought that into our house. But it wasn't to God that kind of graced me to learn how to use that and not to use it. It's like a lot of things that we don't like about a person that for instance, Woody, when I first met Woody, he dressed like a nerd. You did. A straight nerd. And I used to be like, you dress like a white boy. Take that shirt out your pants. And I always say you and Diane should have been together because I was, what up, hey, and you was like, hello, how are you? So I used to think you and O'Brien should be together. But nevertheless, you choose your battles, those things that you can overcome. We was young, he dressed hippie. He still don't like for me to choose all his clothes, but he do let me dress because he want to dress to make me happy, right? Because we complement each other. And so when we dress and I dressed with what he like and vice versa, he dressed with what I like. And so you take those things in consideration when you're in get in a relationship. If it's taken to you to the point where things they do are causing you heartache, causing you depression, causing you to be angry, then that's something to look into. So that's what I got to say about that.
well,
Angela,
Okay,
me,
go ahead, Mary.
I think in these days and time and the time that we're living in, um me myself, I wouldn't not think about marriage or proposal or none of that without that person we both agreed to counsel, both
Mm-hmm.
spiritual counseling and secular counseling, because
Mm-hmm.
it's so important. Because at that table, you're gonna realize there's something that you ain't gonna be able to be okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
right,
Because they're gonna pose some questions that the truth gonna have to hit the table,
Mm-hmm.
and you ain't gonna be able to walk away from that. Because sometimes getting into a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship, we may not view our strong opinion about something because we want to save face, or
right.
we want this so bad, or we may figure like, if this may be my chance. If I don't go for it now, when? And so my thing is, you have to think that thing hard and strong. Am I going to be able to deal with that? Forget about dressing like a nerd. That's an easy fix.
Mm-hmm.
You got an anger problem. That's
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was gonna
a fix.
say.
You don't know how to pay bills. That's not
Mm-hmm.
the fix. You spend up your money and you know it's rent time, it's light bill time. That's not an easy fix. Or you quick to raise your hand. And so
Mm.
those things that you need to those need to come out before you say, oh, yeah, I'll do this. No, get you some spiritual and secular counsel.
Yeah, I think everybody need counseling. I don't care how old you are. If you've never had some form of counseling, you need counseling. Look, I'm looking for a counselor right now. If you guys know somebody who's a therapist that take and better, holler at us because I think that counseling is good for us all because not everybody um was raised like you and I. And so sometimes the way we see things, we think it's right. It ain't right. Sometimes the way our mother taught us to talk to our husband, our spouse, our children, it wasn't right. Sometimes the way our father treated our mother, it wasn't right. And so we have these worldviews that we're trying to bring into a relationship, our culture, the way we think, the way we see things, into a relationship, and think just because it's the way I think, they should think that way too.
And not
And
only
so counseling is a good thing.
it is,
And you have to figure out, do I really want it? You know? And am I gonna give up myself? Is it causing me stress? Is it causing me to lose who I am? Is it going to wound my identity? Then it's a problem.
yeah, and you don't know that these that you see over the years, or you experience over the years, that it caused trauma to you. And
Mhm.
then you get in a relationship, you relive this trauma, and it's not the person that brought this trauma in your life, but you never dealt with it. And so when you see that same thing that look familiar to you, that look like it, that sound like it, now here you wish to live out this trauma, or now you wish to face this trauma, and it's not the person that brought that trauma in your life.
Yeah, but
Right.
sometimes if it look like a duck, quite like a duck, it's a duck.
It's a
Thank you,
job.
Kimberly. Everybody do need counseling. Everybody can use some form of counseling. Guys, we have been on here an hour. Well, we came on late. And
But it's
so
been an hour.
so we've been in an hour
Hour.
and 10, 15 minutes. So we're gonna ask one more question.
You got
Before we answer a question, I had a lot. I got 2 pages for your tell. I came ready for you. Oh, I want to ask you this question. What hairstyles or color do you like most on me?
Woo, you run the gamut. So blonde.
I told them people he like blonde.
Yeah.
I told you he like blonde.
But I like your natural color. You don't like your natural color, but I love your natural color and Morgan's natural color.
My natural color is
That
like a
brown.
brownish. You like
Yeah,
that, babe?
I like that brown.
And you like blonde.
Yeah.
I'll be a blonde for you, baby. I'll be a
So
blonde.
Morgan's got that color too. That
Morgan's got that sandy
reddish
red
brown hair. She don't like it either.
Yeah. You guys, before we go any further, did you know that August is Celebrate Black Business?
Yeah.
So I wanted to celebrate my son, Kenneth Lofton business. It is Prayed Up. He has t-shirts, he have hats, and get into this hat. I got a little head though. So most hats don't fit. Hold on, stop. Let me fix this 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute, okay? So anyway, I wanted to support his business, Kenneth Lofton. His website is not up yet. He's working on it, but you can DM him as well as Facebook DM. Look at this hat. It looks so good. And so it says Prayed Up, and he has multiple colors. And so this one is velvet, but again, he has multiple colors. So make sure you follow my son. It's Kenneth. What is his name on Facebook?
Kenneth Lofton. Oh God. Oh my God.
Yeah, Kenneth. Oh my God, Lofton. He has many colors, many t-shirts, and again, this is his hat. And he's a black business. He's a black male that's trying to branch out and do something for himself and become an entrepreneur. So I love his hat. And again, get into it. And FYI, baseball caps, jeans, white tee, white button down, some slides, designer handbag, honey. That's what's in. That's what all the fashion influencers are wearing. They wear some form of baseball cap. So if I'm gonna wear a baseball cap, let it be my son. So yeah, Kenneth Lofton. He has black, pink, blue. He thought of you ladies. Army fatigue, orange, beige, green, lime green. Get into it. Get you one of these t-shirts. I'm gonna drop his information in the comment later. And again, that's Kenneth, oh my God, Lofton. Black History Month. Well, Black Business Celebrating Month, not Black History, but Black Business. So get you a cap, celebrate Kenneth, support him. And yeah, you won't go wrong. It says Prayed Up. Pray it up, not down. Pray it up. He prayed to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. So, with that, I got one more question, babe. We got one more question. Wait, you go. I just asked it one. Oh, I got one more. I lied.
Go ahead, you ask.
If you could design a dream job for me, what would it be?
It'd have to revolve around fashion.
Yeah.
Probably your own fashion line warehouse.
Oh, okay. That sounds good.
Yeah.
If I can design a job for you.
Design a job for me.
Yes.
What
I
would
will
it be?
make you a worldwide developer
Uh,
because you love building with your
I
hands.
want to give. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing with me. I want to. Actually, I want to do a town. I want to build a whole town. I want everybody to have a house. I want to give away houses. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, well, touch and agree, you guys, that God
Mhm.
opened up the doors that He's able to
Give
build
away
and give away
houses.
houses.
Give away homes, not houses. Homes.
Okay.
And I'm not talking small itty bitty homes. I'm talking about homes. Give away homes.
Mary, you have a question?
Free.
FREE.
You on the list
Okay. Now,
already?
already build a tiny house. It ain't gonna cost you much.
No. I'm not talking tiny house. I'm talking about real homes.
No,
I'm
this is
talking about homes that would stand a hurricane.
this is good. This is good.
Real homes.
Anything you want to say to the people, babe?
Good night. Oh, thank you for coming.
How'd you enjoy the show?
I always enjoy the show.
Thank you for coming.
Me personally, I'd rather be behind the scene in front of the camera.
Am I forcing you?
Yeah,
You
you bossy, remember?
No, really.
No,
Okay,
no.
yeah. Okay. Okay.
But
Well-
you ain't gonna beat me, are you?
Not tonight. Not tonight, baby.
No, I'm
yeah.
good. I'm good. You have to take that with a grain of salt, people.
Yeah.
Ain't no whooping here.
Either way, ain't no whooping.
Ain't no
We
whooping.
just cut up. We like to cut food.
Yeah.
We do want to thank you. Tell them I say, hey, what up? Thank you for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. Tell the daughters and the cousins and the nieces to follow us on Doing Life with Angela, as well as Be True to Your Talk Show on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
Be True to Your Talk Show, Instagram and Facebook, and YouTube. Doing Life with Angela, Facebook and Instagram and YouTube.
You sure you got them all?
I do.
Okay.
Okay.
Ah, she got them all.
Okay.
Then.
You want to tell them anything about your business, Warren Development or Warren Photography or
Nah, they know. They can always find
broadcasting?
me on, yeah,
You
they can
know,
always
your
find me.
service that you want to offer to the people if they want to bring your cameras and light and do a show for them, their own show. It's available.
Yeah, if you guys want to get in touch with me, you just get in touch with me through Doing Life with Angela or Be True to You Talk Show. Just inbox and I'll see it.
That's right. Inbox.
Yeah.
And stay tuned for whatever the Holy Ghost want us to do. I'm really getting excited about Doing Life with Angela, where I'm sharing fashion tips, all things fabulous, all things fashion, all things style, and we talk about life as well. So that's Doing Life with Angela. I haven't filmed in like 6 weeks, but I'm filming tomorrow. So look out for a new video coming soon. Thanks, Val. A new video coming soon. Fashion tips. I leave my fashion tips on Doing Life with Angela. I hope you guys are enjoying it. And if you guys again want to hear something, see something, please let us know. With that being said, I want to thank you guys so very much for what I'm looking. Oh, I want to thank you guys so very much for joining in. Please continue to share, continue to comment. We go back and read everything. Invite your people to like our page. We need you. We cannot grow without you. So please don't just follow us, like our page, follow us, then share with your community. We're going to do a contest with the people that share the most, invite the most. Somewhere we're going to find out how you did it and who you invited so that you can win a prize. We don't know just yet what the prize may be, but it is going to be a prize when we hit 1,000 followers. Someone is going to get maybe an iPad. I think that'd be a good thing to give away. What you think?
Give away iPads?
I think an iPad would be something good to give away.
Coming up,
right?
Some tech.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
And so in that, I hope you enjoyed the show. Hey, follow my sister Sheila O'Brien. She's gonna have a prayer summit this Saturday at 8 to 10. Location is at our church. I don't know the address. I'm so sad. I need to do better, but we would add that in too. Everybody is come. It's free. She's gonna have breakfast refreshments there. Come and just pray. We're just gonna pray because if you don't know, this is a time that we really need to pray. We need to be watchmen of the things that's coming. We need to have our ears to the kingdom, to the heaven, to hear what the Father is saying. We need to petition the Lord on the behalf of the government. I know the weight of the government is upon the shoulder, but there are some things that's coming down the pipe that we need to make sure we're ready for. How are you going to be ready for it? You're going to have to be sharp in the spirit. You're going to have to know who He is. Just in case you didn't know, you know that we believe in the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Over here, from Genesis to Revelation, we do believe that Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. We believe that Jesus is the Son of God. And so we're going to have to make sure we sharpen our spiritual ears so we can hear what's going on for the next pandemic, for the recession, for the election, and for just the health, for your health, well-being, all around. So make sure you tune in and make sure you connect with her. Stay tuned. Next week, we're going to have my sister, Pastor Mary Lewis. We're going to talk about health issues when you get a certain age, those things that's concerning us. We're going to talk about health care. Then we're also going to have my friend girl, Janelle Brown, the following Monday. And I don't know what we're going to talk about, but whenever we get together, it's always a good time. So also, if you would like to advertise, if you would like to share your product with us, you can email us at BeTrueToYouTalkShow@yahoo.com. That's BeTrueToYouTalkShow@yahoo.com. You can also DM us, and we will love to advertise for you for a fee, just a small one, a little fee. So that's all, y'all. I love you so very much. Make sure you understand that we're here every Monday at 7 p.m. Sometimes we're a little late, but we show up. So with that being said, this is your girl, Angela, with the Be True to You Talk Show, and everything you do, always be true to you. I love you, and I mean it. Bye. True to you is not about being perfect. It's about being authentic. It's about being okay with the good, bad, and ugly. To accept those things about ourselves that we can't change, and those things that need to be changed, we put on our big girl panties and do the work. Be true to you is about being real with God, being real with self, so we can be true to you. Be true to you is not about competing with one another. We're about